The Art of Becoming. Hello there, I'm Pratna and you're listening to Rebel with a Purpose. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing my life experience and my journey of mastering the art of becoming. I haven't mastered it yet. I'm still on my progress and I'm still on my process. However, I do feel like I've learned a bit or two about it, especially in the last month. In the month of February 2024, I started attaching myself to the outcomes of my business. What I mean to say is that I started attaching myself to getting clients and almost to a point where my mood depended on it. I realized that if something could help me, it could also hurt me. So if getting clients was making me happy, I was automatically giving away my power for it to make me extremely sad too. I even burnt out, not because of how much I worked, but because of how much I thought about my work and my career. I was constantly thinking about it. I was talking about it even during my breaks, even during the weekends. I was thinking of new strategies and new ideas and what to do for the coming week. This really burnt me out. It helped me, um, it lowered my creativity. It made me feel really overwhelmed and confused rather than clear. And because I was operating from a place of chaos and confusion, I was attracting more chaos and confusion into my life too. I was mainly stressed about proving myself to my family members, but more than that, I was stressed about proving myself to myself. I knew I had certain expectations of myself. I have certain dreams and ambitions that I want to reach. And so it's really important for me to take action to show to myself that it is true, that believing in myself was the right choice. The stress, the overwhelm, the confusion, it all made me feel not myself, feel low on confidence and on energy on a daily basis. And also attach myself to an outcome and base my self-worth on an external and base my self-worth on an externality completely. Here are 6 strategies that I am using to master the art of becoming. Number one is really detaching from the outcome of your business or detaching from the outcome of your goals and rather focusing on the process and who you're becoming in the process. Now, the reason why this is so important is because when I look at what I want to achieve in a time frame and I'm very strict about it, I get into a whole hustle mode where I start sacrificing on things that make me happy, on things that actually light my soul on fire, such as socializing, such as going out with my friends, such as playing the ukulele, which is one of my favorite hobbies. And I stopped doing that because of how focused I was on work. And sometimes I've realized that getting to your goal and only focusing on the end goal drives you crazy because you're not focusing on holistic development or growth. You're not focusing on who you're becoming in the process, but you're focusing on getting there as fast as possible. And sometimes that could also impact your moral compass. हाँ, ठीक है, 5 मिनट दे दो. So the first step I'm taking is to not sacrifice on things that actually make me happy and that help me grow, such as focusing on my hobbies, such as focusing on reading more spiritual books, such as focusing on socializing and putting myself out there and meeting new like-minded people that really, really makes me happy and makes my warm heart. So that's and makes my heart warm. So that's number one. Number two. Number two is really slowing down, taking breaks and taking time away from work and my professional life. Rather, focusing on my personal development and listening to my intuition really helps me understand how in which direction to head. Sometimes when I'm rushing the process, do lead myself in the wrong direction, a direction that I really didn't even want to get to in the first place. So slowing down helps me take a step back and look at the bigger picture, look at where I'm going and where I really, really want to go in terms of listening to my inner voice and my intuition. So I do this through grounding meditation techniques or even visualization guidance meditations where I'm actually meeting my future self, or that version, my most empowered and confident version that has already got her shit together, or that is sorted, or that knows what she's doing, or that is more skilled and more confident. And I meet her and then I take advice from her, and she guides me through this whole process of taking the right path and right direction for myself. Thirdly, it's doing things just because I like it, just because I'm having fun in the process, right? For example, playing the ukulele, I'm just doing it because I'm having fun and I enjoy playing the uke. Or even reflecting and journaling is something that I haven't done for a really long time, especially when I'm overworked. I forget to journal or reflect on my life. So playing the uke, having a longer shower, journaling, watching Netflix has been certain things that I do just for fun. There are certain things in life that you don't have to do because of any other purpose, but just to have fun and just for the sake of doing it and enjoying the process. That teaches you how the process is more important than the destination, and who you're becoming is truly the most important thing in life. Number four is reflecting more, either through journaling or to just taking a step back and giving myself more time to reflect through pausing and through meditations. I've realized that real growth happens not from experiences, but from reflecting on experiences and making conscious change and action. So I started reflecting on what worked well, what didn't work well, why didn't it work well, and why did things go well, like what energy I was in, and how I can replicate more of that energy in my life. Honestly, I feel like that part of reflecting has led to more results in my life than just hustling and working hard. Number five is listening to my body over my mind. I've always had the privilege to listen to my body, yet I have never done it because I always thought that I would miss out on something, like I would lose an opportunity. And because I was so stressed and worried, and I was attaching myself to this outcome of certain grades or this outcome of certain clients per month, I forgot about who I was becoming in the process, or I forgot about my holistic growth and personal development. I stopped listening to my inner voice or intuition, and I stopped listening to what I really wanted to do at every given point of time, and started forcing myself to work even on days where I really, really didn't feel like it, physically and mentally. So so change number five would be to listen to my body over my mind and to actually do whatever my body wants because I can. And lastly, number six, which is just having more faith in spirituality. That has changed the way I think about everything in life, about all my situations, about my setbacks, about my failures. I literally look at redirection. I literally look at rejection as redirection onto something bigger and something better. And I deeply believe in the fact that everything that happens happens for my good, and everything that happens for a reason. And this has reassured me during really, really tough times and helped me be more resilient in terms of bouncing back quicker and being able to just be my best version rather than dwelling in something that hasn't worked out my way. These 6 points have really helped me become the person I truly want to become in terms of being more empowered, being more confident, rather than attaching myself to an outcome. The outcome has nothing to say about my worth. My worth doesn't depend on anything external. Anything external. I don't have to do, be, or achieve anything to prove my worth. I am inherently worthy. I am inherently good enough. And these are a few affirmations I use to tell myself while I'm doing mirror work when I'm feeling down in terms of my confidence or self esteem. And I've realized that attaching yourself to an externality for me has been the biggest challenge when it comes to feeling empowered and feeling successful and feeling abundant. Because when you do that, it is always attached to a level or a point that is unreliable and that's not sustainable. Because it's always going to be up and down, and your worth is going to go up and down with every externality that you attach it to. So it's so important to just go back to your inner self through meditations, through grounding techniques, through walking barefoot on grass are some of the other methods of regulating your nervous system, quietening the mind, and going back to your higher self, because your higher self knows its truth and it knows your worth. Your mind might lie to you with narratives that you're not good enough, or you're not worthy enough, or you're not capable enough, but those are all lies that we all tell ourselves, which is why going back to your inner truth, which is your intuition and your inner voice, which knows that you are inherently good enough, regardless of the outcomes, is so important to just ground yourself and not lose yourself in the process of building a huge empire, building a 6 or 7 figure business like the one I'm trying to do right now. So, I have a fear of losing myself while I'm building my business, which is why I created this episode. So, if any of you out there are wanting to start your own online businesses or are looking to start one, or are already on the journey of doing your own online business, this is just a reminder to not lose yourself, to go back to your inner voice of how worthy and inherently amazing you are, and not really disregard that by attaching your worth to your business outcomes or career goals. I hope this episode really helps you that way. And I hope my 6 steps and tips of changes for my future is something that you look to incorporate in your life if it serves you. If not, don't take what serves you and leave the rest. Take what serves you and leave the rest. But that's about it for my episode. You're listening to Rebel with a Purpose, and I'm Pratna, signing off.